Science, Unit 4, DCA. Question 1. A group of students are comparing the time it takes for a baseball and a marble to reach the ground when dropped from a ladder. The students drop both objects from the same height and record their observations. Objects dropped from this height. Which of the following is most likely being investigated by the students? A. The effect of friction on different objects. B. The effect of magnetism on different objects. C. The effect of gravity on different objects. D. The effect of electricity on different objects. Number 2. Students are investigating the forces that act on a wagon as it rolls down a hill. Which of the following would be the best way for students to determine how the mass of the wagon affects the speed as it rolls down the hill? A. Attaching rubber bands to the wheels of the wagon. B. Adding 1, 2, or 3 bricks to the wagon. C. Starting the wagon from different heights on the hill. D. Pushing the wagon with different forces at the start. Question 3. A student observes that the craters on the moon are different sizes. The student designs an experiment to study the formulation of craters. The materials for the experiment are marbles and a pan of flour. The student makes a hypothesis that the size of the craters made on the surface of the flour will depend on the height from which the marble is dropped. Some of the steps in the student's experiments are described below. One, fill a round pan with flour. 2, smooth out the flour in the pan. 3, blank. 4, for each trial, measure the size of the crater formed and then smooth out the flour again. Which of these is most likely step 3 in the student's experiment? A. Drop the same marble from different heights into the pan of flour. B. Drop marbles of different masses from the same height into the pan of flour. C. Drop marbles of different sizes from different heights into the pan of flour. D. Drop a single marble one time into the pan of flour. Question 4. 2 students set up an investigation in their classroom using the following procedure. Investigation of friction. Steps. 1. Attach a container of rocks to the hook on a spring scale. B. Cover each of the 3 level surfaces with a different material. Sandpaper, carpet, or wax paper. 3. Use the wire ring on the end of the spring scale to pull the container of rocks across one of the surfaces. 4. Record the force measured by the spring scale when the container reaches point A. 5. Repeat steps 3 and 4 on each of the other surfaces. Wax paper, rocks, spring scale, point A. What variable is being tested in this investigation? A. The size of the container. B. the distance the container is moved. C, the length of the spring scale. D, the material covering the level surface. Five, a student made the chart below to collect data during an investigation. He rolled each of the 3 cars down the same ramp from the same starting point and measured the distance they each rolled from the end of the ramp. Forces and motion investigation. Car 1, mass of the car, 25 grams. Distance traveled from end of ramp, 110 centimeters. Car 2, 30 grams, 185 centimeters. Car 3, mass of the car, 35 grams. Distance traveled from end of the ramp, 245 centimeters. Which question will the student most likely be able to answer following the investigation? A, what effect does a magnetic force have on the distance car travels? B, what effect does the height of a ramp have on the distance a car travels? C, what effect does the mass of the car have on the distance a car travels? D, what effect does the surface of the floor have on the distance a car travels? Question 6. A student designs an experiment to test the effect of the width of a piece of elastic on the elastic's ability to stretch. The student selects 4 pieces of elastic with different widths but same length. The student then attaches blocks with different masses to the pieces of elastic. The results of the student's experiment are shown below. Ruler, elastic, 18 grams, 27 grams, 36 grams, 45 grams. What should the student do to improve this experiment? A, use blocks of equal mass on the 4 pieces of elastic. B, use blocks with enough mass to cause the 4 pieces of elastic to break. C, use more than 4 pieces of elastic and 4 blocks. D, use the 4 pieces of elastic with different lengths but the same width. Question 7. Drake has a toy car with a magnet taped to the top of the car. He holds a magnet 6 centimeters away from the end of the car. Drake moved the magnet towards the car 1 centimeter at a time and records the results. Bar magnet, toy car, bar magnet, ruler, What experiment is Drake likely conducting? A, an experiment that measures the time it takes for the car to move. B, an experiment that measures the mass of the car. C, an experiment that measures the force of magnetism on the car. D, an experiment that measures the force of gravity on the car. Remember, you can look at the paper copy to go back at any time. 8. Students conducted an investigation by rolling a marble across different surfaces to measure the effect of the force or of friction on the distance traveled by the marble. Effect of friction on distance traveled by a marble. Distance marble rolled in centimeters. 25, 50, 75, 100, 125. A, B, C, D. Surface A, surface B, surface C, surface D. Based on the distance the marble traveled, which surface had the greatest amount of friction? A, surface A, B, surface B, C, surface C, D, surface D. Number 9. Tyler built a wooden ramp 13 inches tall on his kitchen floor. He released 3 toy cars, each of different mass, from the top of the ramp without pushing them. Next, Tyler measured and calculated the average distance each toy car traveled when released down the ramp multiple times. "13 inches, which question is this investigation most likely designed to answer? A. What is the effect of height on the distance a car travels? B. What is the effect of different surfaces on the distance a car travels? C. What is the effect of mass on the distance a car travels? Or D. What is the effect of different amounts of force on the distance a car travels? Question 10. Students drop the same heavy ball onto identical blocks of soft clay from different heights. For each height, they measure the depth of the dent the ball makes in the clay. Depth. Why is the depth of the dent different in each trial? A. The size of the ball changes. B. The material of the ball changes. C. The mass of the ball when it hits the clay changes. Or D. The force of the ball when it hits the clay changes.